Welcome everyone to today's live. I want to share a facial reflexology formula that's going to help with balancing anything related to the female reproductive system. I'm going to be sharing a map specifically of where the female reproductive system shows up on the face. And this is going to help with anything when it comes to hormonal imbalance, low libido, bloating, PMS, cramps, what else? Yeah, anything regarding the female reproductive system and any imbalances that you may be experiencing, breast tenderness and soreness. What else? Numerous of things. But I'm going to give some time for more people to join this beautiful live that I'm really excited about. And in the meantime, you can let me know where you're joining from in the comments. I would love to know. All you need for this quick little ritual that we're going to do, facial reflexology ritual, is your magic wand. If you don't have a magic wand, you can use anything with a rounded blunt tip, such as a tip of a maker brush, crochet hook, and yeah. Hello. England, yes, welcome. South Africa, I love it. We're worldwide. Thank you for joining. I'm with my Embrace Your Mess coffee mug, which I love. It reminds me that it's okay for things to not always be perfect. Hello. For those of you who just joined, I am going to be sharing a facial reflexology formula on how to promote balance, healing, and homeostasis in the female reproductive system with facial reflexology. Puerto Rico, yes. Amo Puerto Rico. I remember it was the coquitos. I think that's the drink. I loved it. It was the best. Okay. So if you have your tool, let's get started. And just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, this is the formula that I share in my Awaken Your Sacred Beauty workshop, which I just did the online version. I'm doing the in-person version December 17th, this Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. in Mystic Coffee in Hollywood, Florida. So if you are in the South Florida area and want to join this workshop, I still have a few spots left. It's going to be a very small, intimate gathering, about only, I think, 15 or 14 people, or I think 14, max that I can fit. And so if you're interested, definitely DM me and I will send you a special discount code as well. Okay. And then a lot of people were asking too about the recording for the Awaken Sacred Beauty workshop. That is going to be available soon for purchase, just to replay, because a lot of people were not able to attend the live. So I will have the replay available for purchase later on today. So stay tuned for that. All right, so let's get started. We're going to begin always with facial reflexology. The most important thing is to always set an intention. It's very, very important. So you can do this practice and it has no effect if you don't set the intention first. So it's almost like where your focus goes, energy goes, right? And I've shared like an intuitive flow. I've shared different types of formulas or maps with facial reflexology. And it really doesn't matter as long as you have an intention. If you have intention, that's all that truly matters, because then your body is going towards a direction and you're leading it with that energy. And that's where the focus is going to go. And your intention can be anything. It could be from, wanting to experience more balance, more healing, more homeostasis, more, if it's bloating, yes, I will save this live. Someone just asked. If you want to experience, I guess, a deeper connection to your sensuality, your femininity, if you want to release blockages, emotional blockages, stored trauma in the womb space, if you want to have a deeper sense of, whatever it is that you want to set the intention with working with this specific system of your body, set that intention, okay? If it's more self-love, if it's more self-trust, if it's improving any imbalances that you're experiencing at the moment, you want to set that intention, okay? And make sure the tip is also not cold. You don't want to shock the nervous system. This is about promoting homeostasis and activating the parasympathetic state, which is the rest and digest and heal state. So that's the beauty of this practice. We're working via the central nervous system and triggering, right, different nerve endings on the face, where it's letting the body know, hey, let's create balance, let's create healing, let's calm the nervous system. Because if you're in a constant state of fight or flight, your body cannot heal. I don't believe in always being in a state of calmness and rest, because then you will get nothing done. It's about balance, understanding the balance between the two, and learning that being in a state of rest is necessary, but not to stay there all the time. Okay. So it's just a balance. So that's what we're doing. We're creating balance. I think a lot of us can be in a state of fight or flight and we don't even realize it. And this is what this practice has taught me, is to be more present, be more grounded, be more in the now, and really just activate that parasympathetic state that I had completely dissociated from for a very, very long time, which led me to experiencing a huge host of imbalances in my body, specifically with the female reproductive system. So this is my favorite formula to share. All right, so the female reproductive system on the face, the map, is the upper lip, the nose, and around the eyes. And the fallopian tubes are the brows, and the ovaries are the eyes. And the breasts also are around the eyes. So this gives you a kind of indication if you have any type of, let's say, breakouts or scarring or pigmentation around these areas and zones of the face. That's usually an indication of where you have a blockage. So if you have even like breakouts in certain parts of your face, or dryness or irritation or rashes, that gives you an indication of where in the body you are experiencing an imbalance. And that's what I love about facial reflexology, that the face is a map of the entire system, of the entire body. Okay? So make sure your tool is clean and warm. Take a breath, set your intention. And just take a couple deep breaths now. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you inhale, expand your belly, your abdomen. And as you exhale, you bring the navel in towards the spine. We're beginning to activate that parasympathetic state to begin the practice. I always like to begin with a couple gentle breath work session. This gets the mind to just calm down. And it's kind of like prepping the nervous system. It's a nice way to enter into the nervous system, because a lot of times if you're in this fight or flight and you go straight into facial reflexology, it can actually activate it even more. It can trigger more of that, like anxiety or whatever it is that you're experiencing at the moment. So it's nice to just gently enter into that state. Okay, now we can begin. You're going to begin at the upper lip and just very gently gliding the tool all along in circles of your motions, or you can glide back and forth, intuitively feel into what feels best, and very slowly and mindfully. Now, you don't want to press with facial reflexology. We want it just to glide right above the skin. So I'm not pressuring. This is not acupressure. It's facial reflexology. It's a very different technique to access the nervous system. It does not take a lot of pressure. It's more about presence and intention. And just do gentle, small. And you're going to start to feel certain areas that are going to feel maybe a little bit tingly, a little bit different. Maybe you feel some warmth. If you have a mirror, which I recommend, or if you have your mirror gua sha tool, also, it's not needed, but it's a nice add-on to use a mirror. I use sometimes my mirror gua sha tool because it has a mirror-like reflection, and I use it to look and see where the skin might change in color. So if it turns really, really red, that's an indication of where there's a blockage. So you want to stay there a little bit longer. Any change, any small changes that you notice, that's where you want to stay a little bit longer. And you'll feel it, like subtle little changes. And at the beginning, you may not feel it as much, but as the more that you begin to do this practice, you will start to notice those areas that feel like tingly, or you'll feel something like a sharp pain, or like I started feeling sharp pains on my right leg when I began this practice, and weird like sensations in my head, and this is a reflex that's happening. Someone's asking about how about on your third eye? Yeah, third eye right here, pineal gland. So you can definitely work that area. And what I love about facial reflexology is that you're working on multiple systems at once. Although I'm working specifically on the female reproductive system, I'm also simultaneously right now working on my diaphragm, for example, and my spine. So it's just a multitude of different maps that you're kind of working on. So it's targeting multiple areas. So now we're working on the uterus. This is the nose, is the uterus, of where the nerve endings connect to. Okay. So we have nerve endings that are literally connected to our womb and reproductive system on our face. And here you might feel, because the area is more sensitive here, it's just more bone to bone. So be a little bit more gentle and mindful. And if your skin is really dry, you can apply a little bit of an oil for glide, but you don't need any oil or products to do this. Continue breathing as you do this practice, then work around the eyes. You can glide back and forth. Or you can do circles. And again, if your skin feels a little bit tight or dry, you can support the skin to prevent tugging around the eye area, because the skin here is very delicate. So you don't want to tug on the skin. So you can support it like so. Continue breathing. See, like right now I found a point of interest that's calling me to work a little bit longer here. So I'm going to stay there and just breathe through it. And some people, I'm feeling kind of tingling on my thighs as I'm doing that area. So pay attention to that. Notice what changes are happening in your body. Notice how your body's starting to communicate with you, and where there might be blockages, and where there might be areas that are needing just some extra attention. Continue breathing. Another area right now I'm being called. Right now it's this area. And it feels almost like tickly. Like it's tickling. It's almost like a tickle. Like a light, gentle tickle right now. So that tingling sensation. Or zingy, or it just feels really, really good. So you want to just stay there a little bit longer and breathe through those areas, those points of interest. Okay. And now we're going to end it by just going along the ear here and doing little circles. Just along in front of the ear. It just kind of helps to reset everything and close off the session per se. You can glide up and down as well. And then repeat the same on the other side. And just breathe. That's it. We are complete. You can put your tool down. Just take a moment. Take a couple of deep breaths. And just sit in this stillness and silence and presence. Whatever you activated, whatever is coming up for you. It could be emotions too, it could be memories. Everyone's journey is very different and unique when it comes to facial reflexology. So just honor whatever emotion is coming up for you, whatever feeling, even if it's numbness, that's a feeling, okay? And if you feel called to, you feel comfortable to do so, you can place your hands over your womb space and just give some love to this area. Send some loving energy to this area with a loving touch, loving intention. Just focus all your energy and attention to this area right now. Nothing else. Okay. And we are complete. I would love to know in the comments how you're feeling, what came up for you. If maybe you're new to facial reflexology, you have any questions regarding this practice. The only area that you want to be mindful of if you're pregnant is the upper lip. That is a contraindication and can cause some contractions in the uterus, so you don't want to do that unless you're in labor and wanting some assistance. You want to avoid the upper lip area. Other than that, you're pretty much good to go. Somebody's asking, what does breakout on the cheeks mean? I would say depending on the area specifically, but mostly, like if it's like your upper cheeks, your lower cheeks, but if it's like specifically this area here, it's the projection of the lungs in Chinese medicine and in facial reflexology. And in Chinese medicine, that is where we hold our emotions of sadness and grief. So, lungs, and working with balancing the metal element, it is super, super beneficial if you are experiencing a lot of imbalances or breakouts around the cheek area. And I have that workshop inside my membership space, Wild Sacred Beauty. Somebody said, thank you. I'm very new to this. This was very relaxing. Thank you for trying it and being here. And I'm glad that you're feeling more relaxed. Yeah, this practice is honestly, it was a game changer in my life. It was really what was the catalyst to so much of my growth and healing journey. And so I'm very grateful for this practice. Some of you are new here, I'm sure, and don't know the full story, but I share more of it in the Awaken Your Sacred Beauty workshop. I shared a lot of it and went really, really deep and personal. And so if you did get to watch that and attend that workshop, it's a beautiful workshop. And this formula, specifically the female reproductive system, is my favorite one just because of how dear it and tender it is to me and the healing journey that it took me on. So, the replay will be available for purchase later today. So I will announce it here in the stories. And also I want to let you all know that today is the last day to take advantage of the 50% off on my website with all my products, including the facial reflexology tool, the mirror guasha tool, the set, the kit, and other kits, other really, really special curated kits are on sale right now. Selected kits, selected items. So if you want to take advantage of that, and your last minute shopping, definitely take advantage. The code that you need to use to unlock that 50% is Monday, capital letters, all capital letters, Monday. So make sure to use that code, okay, when you're checking out. Let me know if you guys have any other questions when it comes to this practice. I'm buying the wand today, looking forward to it. I love this practice. I really, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it brings in as much healing and balance and nervous system regulation as it has brought into my life. But yeah, the tool is available for 50% off. Today's the last day. So if you want to grab it, definitely. And also to gift it. I think it's a beautiful gift to give to your loved ones, your friends. I mean, it's just a practice that really changes lives. And I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes, with my clients and with myself. Hello from France. Hello, hello. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Yeah, let me know any other questions. And also, I do have a free it's a free guide. It's called Inner Glow. And it is a guide that I have where I put in basically all my rituals, all my practices, everything that I do, and all the products that I use, wellness products, red light, skincare, everything, my workout routines, and the things that I do to really maintain that radiance from within, that glow from within. So if you're interested in that free guide, just comment or DM me the word glow and you'll receive that guide for free. And as well as like different discount codes from some of my favorite wellness brands as well. And it's a live document. So I'm always adding different practices, different rituals, different products and tools that I use. So it's a really, really cool guide. Somebody said anything corrective, preventative for middle forehead wrinkles in the center of the third eye. I would recommend a few things. I would definitely recommend facial reflexology because that targets the nervous system. That targets the emotional blockage, the energetic blockage, chi flow energy, life force energy. So it targets more on what is causing the imbalance or that emotion, because that's an emotion. That is a pattern, like a nervous system pattern of you repeating that emotion that's causing that wrinkle fold. So there might be a blockage there. And that it could be with having to do with your gallbladder, it could have to do with your respiratory system. It all depends. So I would start with facial reflexology and then add in facial gua sha to remove stagnant, again, more energy, blood circulation. You want to keep the blood flowing. That is what's going to help to maintain a healthy skin, not only with preventing wrinkles, but also at like rejuvenating the skin and keeping it vital and glowing. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper, this is for my deep girlies, I call it, the somatic face massage. And I have that workshop available for purchase individually on my website, or it's available for free inside my membership space, just depending on how you feel comfortable. The somatic face massage is where you're only using your hands, and that's in the Awaken Sacred Beauty as well. I have a practice on how to use your hands and the somatic face massage method that I've created to not only unwind the fascia and wrinkles and release muscle tension on the face, but also emotional blockages and stored trauma on the face. And that goes a little bit deeper. Okay. So I would recommend the combination really. And yeah. But if I had to tell you to start at one place, it would be facial reflexology, because the more relaxed and the more calm your nervous system is, the more of that expression is going to calm down as well. All right, ladies and gents, thank you for joining. I'm going to take maybe just another question, and then I'm going to save this live for you guys to have. Somebody said, is there a big difference between a gua sha, a stone, and the steel one when it comes to gua sha? Great question. So the difference is that the stainless steel is unbreakable. It's naturally more cooling. So it has that added benefit of like that cryotherapy. It's non-porous, meaning like it'll never harbor any bacteria because it's made of medical grade stainless steel, and it's super travel friendly. I mean, it's my like travel tool. Like I take it anywhere with me. I know it's not going to break. I have one in my purse, so anytime that I need to kind of release some tension, you don't need an oil. The same with the stones, you don't need an oil. But the stones, depending, I would invest in a higher quality stone if you're going to do the stone. The stones are great. I love the stones. The downside to the stones is that they're breakable. And they can become porous if you get a low quality stone. So that's why I would, suggest and recommend to invest in a higher quality stone, which they're technically a little bit more on the higher price range. They're not cheap. I have the dark green nephrite available on my site, and that is a higher quality jewelry grade dark green nephrite jade, which is a beautiful stone because it has its own healing metal elements. So that is like the Chanel, I want to say, of gua sha stones, and it's just a different experience, and it glides so seamlessly on the face as well. And I also have another stone made of kanza, which is copper and tin, and it's an Ayurveda metal, which is healing, it has its own healing metal elements, and that's called the alchemist. I call it the alchemist gua sha stone or tool, facial gua sha tool. And that one I designed myself. It's a custom design. I took my 20 plus years of experience in massaging faces and using different tools and made it where it's customized to really give you a flawless experience, beautiful experience when it comes to facial gua sha. And then somebody has asked, what is facial reflexology? I mean, I have tons of videos and reels here that I recommend that you take a look. But it's basically an ancient Vietnamese and Chinese medicine traditional practice that aims at promoting homeostasis, parasympathetic state in the nervous system, in the central nervous system, and activating healing, activating homeostasis, balance in the body. So it's very similar, I want to say, to acupuncture. Same benefits. But we're not working so much with the meridians, we're working more with the nervous system. Also, the stones, somebody was saying, yeah, mine's always break. If they break that easily, it means that they're a lower quality stone. The dark green nephrite jade that I have available on my site, it is almost, it's so durable. Like I've dropped it a couple times and I've had it for years and it has not broken yet. That one, but the cheaper tools, I used to carry cheaper jades and I stopped carrying it because like one that was called wing jade, it was a lower quality jade. I wanted to, I guess, let people have access to these tools that, couldn't afford a, $200 or $150 stone, gua sha stone tool. So I made it available, but it's not worth it, not sustainable for the earth. And so this is more sustainable. So. Oh, that's wonderful. Somebody said that. So hers just broke. And I was about to look for another one. Yeah, I love the mirror gua sha tool. It's, like I said, unbreakable and very durable, never break. And again, if you do want to invest in a higher quality stone, you can. They're more durable. They won't break as easily. Of course, if you drop it from a higher distance, it will break no matter what. But you just have to be careful with it. I don't recommend traveling with it. I don't recommend leaving it, open where maybe your kids can accidentally play with it and drop it. So I would just be mindful with it, and then maybe have two, have this as your side, extra stone, gua sha stone, and then have your jade gua sha tool for those special moments that you want to have, because it is a beautiful practice to do facial gua sha with a natural stone, but of high quality. Okay. Yes, Monday is the code to get 50% off, all capital letters. And there's some, if you go to my website, it'll say cyber sale on the menu, and you'll see all the tools and kits that are available for 50% off, because not everything is available for 50% off. What about cupping for the face? Cupping for the face is phenomenal. I love facial cupping. Not for everyone. Facial gua sha is more for everyone. It's not as, I want to say it's not as risky, because facial cupping, if you don't know what you're doing, you can cause more damage. You can break capillaries if you don't know what you're doing. And if you're not gentle, some people have a stronger grip, right? They can tend to go a little bit harder with the cups. So for beginners, I don't recommend, if you're a beginner, to using tools on your face, unless, again, you know what you're doing. You're taking a course from a professional. I have a facial cupping workshop inside my membership space, the Wild Sacred Beauty membership. So I teach you how to do facial cupping properly. So if you're going to take some kind of class or course on how to do these practices and use these tools, absolutely. It's a phenomenal practice for pigmentation, for scarring, for wrinkles, for increasing that collagen, elastin. But you can do the same with this. You just have to know what you're doing. And I have a workshop on how to use facial gua sha from point A to point Z, and how to properly do it for the best results in my membership space as well. Or you can purchase a workshop on my site individually, and they are at 50% off in the sale ends today if you want to purchase a workshop individually, and you get lifetime access to those workshops if you purchase it. Does the shape matter? I saw several different shapes on your site. Yeah, the shape, I always say the shape doesn't matter as long as you know what you're doing. I can do facial gua sha with about anything, quite literally, because I know what I'm doing. I know the direction of flow. I know the pressure. I know, okay, if I'm working with this tissue, this is the pressure. I'm working with that tissue, this is the pressure. If I'm looking for this outcome, this is the angle, this is the pressure. If I'm looking for depuffing, this is the pressure, and this is the angle. So it's all about angles and directional flow, okay? And you knowing what to do. It's like knowing how to use a tool for the best results. And yeah. So you're working with the lymphatic system, it's different. You're working with the fascia, it's a different pressure. If you're working with muscle tissue, it's different. You're working to increase blood flow, it's different. So I highly, highly recommend to either, you can look at some of my tutorials and reels here, which I cover on how to do it properly, or you can join the membership and watch the workshops that I have in there if you want to deepen this practice and really get the most optimal results, because it's not the same as you just watching a quick, 10-second reel here versus watching a full workshop on how to do it from beginning to end, and how to close and how to open the lymph nodes and all of that. Okay. So I provide education as to deeper education if you're interested. Somebody's asking, sorry, questions are coming now, about dry brushing on the skin, on the face, dry brushes on the face. I love that. I think that it's something that you have to be mindful of if you are someone who is super, let's say, sensitive to the skin is very sensitive. It's, or you're having a lot of acne. It's great if you're going to work just on the neck and whatnot, but it can harbor bacteria. It can have buildup of bacteria. You have to be constantly cleansing these brushes and keeping them, in a safe, closed container. I started the face brushing, and I'm not against it. I think it's cool. I love it. But again, I don't think it's for everyone. Not everyone is as on top of cleaning their brushes. And if you're not, then don't even. But if you are, you're someone who's type A and who's super clean and super, making sure the brushes are clean, then it's a great practice. I like to switch it up. I like to switch it up and do cupping once in a while. I like to switch it up and do dry brushing once in a while. I like to switch it up and do gua sha, and then just my hands, a somatic face massage. And they're all different techniques. It's like a workout for your face and giving it a different stimulation. And your face likes variety, muscle likes variety. It likes to be challenged. So I say do it all as long as you feel comfortable, and you, again, knowing the limitations that some of these tools have for different people and their skin type and their skin concerns and your skin goals as well. But yeah, I think they're all great. Anything that's going to stimulate blood flow, anything that's going to stimulate lymphatic flow, lymphatic drainage, and increasing that energy flow, chi flow, all of that. It's going to be phenomenal for your skin and energy as well. Because as a facial reflexologist, when you're stimulating certain nerve endings on the face, it's helping to activate that parasympathetic state if you're doing it intentionally and mindfully. And that's a positive effect on your nervous system. But if you're doing it like rushed and rough on your face, and that's not going to give you the best outcome. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to sign off, save this live. And again, if you want to get 50% off selected items, today is the last day. The sale ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Everything will be shipped out also tomorrow and today and tomorrow. So whatever orders were made over the weekend, they're going to be shipped out today, and you'll receive those orders within two to 5 business days. And the same, if you ship any orders that were made today, they're going to be shipped out tomorrow, so you can get them on time before December 24th. Okay, just FYI. But yeah, so today will be the last day. I want to say that you want to place that order so you get it on time before December 24th. If you're looking to gift this to a loved one of the kids or the tools or whatever, or for yourself, the most important person. But yeah, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in and joining. I will see you all again very, very soon, and happy holidays.